I gave you the prophetic word already. They will say, this man was telling the truth.
Let's get into this video as Prophet Angel prophetically locates the missing Malaysian airplane. You know, we have heard that they've resumed the search.
The search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 will resume later on this month. The announcement renews hopes of locating the jet that vanished more than a decade ago with 239 people on board.
And we're not ignorant of the conspiracies, that were circulating during that time.
Here are some of the theories. One theory is that the plane was shot down by the US in a bid to stop secret tech from reaching China. Another suggestion is that the pilot committed suicide and drove the plane down into the sea. Captain Zahawi Ahmed Shah reportedly suffered from poor mental health and was going through a rocky patch in his marriage. An airline worker described him as troubled and lonely. One of the wilder theories that has circulated suggests the plane could have been abducted by a UFO. A video went viral online after the disappearance, showing an unidentified object following the plane. Another rests on some pieces of wreckage believed to belong to the plane that have been found. Analysis of one piece suggests it could have crashed in an uncontrolled ghost dive. A piece that washed up in South Africa appeared to have been ripped off, suggesting the plane tanked at high speed. Several theories about a possible hijacking, either on board or remotely, have also swirled for years. Some believe the plane was deliberately downed by a stowaway on board. Our theory has suggested that North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un was behind the jet's downfall. Online commentators have suggested the dictator ordered the hijacking as he wanted the jet for research into tech advancement. And finally, suspicion has also been directed at Vladimir Putin. Aviation expert Jeff Wise has said he believes the Kremlin had both the means and the motive.
So my family, in light of all those conspiracy theories, assumptions, and all those things we're hearing, let's now hear what Prophet Angel has to say prophetically concerning this issue, as he also touches on Prophet T.B. Joshua's prophecies, 2014, 2013, and all that. So I'll mention the next one as well. Like
I'm trying to say. So, in the things of the prophetic, no matter how sharp we are, we eliminate other details so that we also don't get into trouble if God has not told us so. If God says, say it, we say it. So here is where I'm talking to you about. Two prophets, myself and T.B. Joshua, senior prophet T.B. Joshua, were given this. Mine was a little bit vague in a certain way. With me, I will tell you if the prophecy is vague, and I don't need to put a lot of structure into it to put the flesh into a skeleton that I've been given. I'll just tell you, I'm seeing a plane, and I don't know where it is gone. Just pray. Something is happening in the air. I didn't mention the country. I didn't mention the region. I didn't mention anything. So I'm not going to concentrate on the prophetic I was given. I'm concentrating on what Prophet T.B. Joshua prophesied. And here, for those who don't think he's a prophet and those who doubt him, maybe this broadcast is not for you. Prophet T.B. Joshua was a real prophet. Now, you can say whatever you want. This and that and that. That's just you. It's okay. Oh, BBC brought out a documentary. We're not here for BBC. We're here for the Bible. And we cannot be told by sinners what a man of God is like. Now, hear this. I want you to see this video.
In Jesus Christ's name, we have to pray. This is Asia country. I will not mention any country, but God showed me the country. I'm seeing a very big balloon. And what is the cause of this? Just about to take off, and they first started. It means they can discover it at the tarmac, but because impatient. If God give me the grace, I will send a letter to the embassy of the country. Check your airline in your country. But it's going to be huge. Almost 200 people inside. What happened here is the fault of impatient, because there are many things they need to look into before they take off, but they are unable. What is the cause? 200 people inside the plane, but this is Asia country. So we are going to pray for them, and I see what I can do to send a letter to the embassy and let them know that any plane in their tarmac, they should make sure before it moves. Take a cognizance, take note, so that they can avoid this. In Jesus Christ's name.
Now, if you check that video, he said something. He said, if it is possible, I'm going to contact the embassy after the service If he has already done the prophecy, why does he want to write a letter to the embassy? That means the details he is giving us here are not all the details he was shown. He says, I will tell the embassy, I'll write a letter. No, why doesn't he say, I'll send one of our people with the video of the prophecy? This is a year before it happened. He said, I'm seeing a balloon. And it is over around 200, and these were 240 something people on the flight. That means Prophet TB Joshua was given the correct thing where the plane had gone. When they were searching the whole thing, he literally mentioned that it was just somewhere there and they might find it within 7 days, because to him it should be found. The idea of this plane is it's missing. While it is missing, two prophets were shown that I was shown that there is a plane, and I don't know, from one vision to the other, I'm not seeing it. I couldn't say it disappeared. I just knew it had to do something to do with the plane, whether it disappeared on the radar or it disappeared in real life. So that's why I'm not concentrating on me. I'm concentrating on the prophecy senior prophet TB Joshua was given. And he was the only one around the world who had that specific detail, even the number of people that would be on the flight, and that it will fall into the sea. Now, when he says fall into the sea, there is a lot of movement we can go with that, all right? We can move a lot of needles trying to see the compass where it leads us. But one thing you need to understand, imagine he gets that it's Asia, then he gets that it's around 200 some people, then he gets that the issue that it will fall into the sea, then he says, I'm going to send a letter to the embassy. He has details of what really took place, what the vision allowed him to see, the other things he's not allowed to say. So when that happened on March 8, 2014, we have the flight MH370 that just disappeared from nowhere. It disappeared. It was scheduled from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to go to Beijing, China. It took off, flew right international airport, I think 12:41. Here is where you need to understand, from 12:41 a.m. local time with 239. Remember what Prophet TB Joshua said, around 200 people. All right, we are including passengers, we are including crew. But 38 minutes after takeoff at 1:19 a.m., final communication is ahead. And listen to what Prophet TB Joshua said. He said, you just fly from here and it goes. Because he's not seeing it. After it takes off, he's not seeing it. So he saw something that is already written in the what? In the realm of the spirit. But when we come to the earth and the information we have, the transponder stopped communicating. All right? So shortly after going up, 30 minutes later, the transponder stopped responding, communicates with the plane location to air traffic control, was turned off. So the plane now deviates from its planned route. It's going another direction. What did Prophet TB Joshua say? It flies, it falls, it disappears. But he says it falls. All right? Then military radar, gone. It's now seeing that it's now going west across the Malay Peninsula in northwest. It's like going straight to a place called Malacca. Now imagine all this is moving out of range. I don't know if you're getting this. The point is, I'm trying to say to you, if we focus on what is happening, the whole thing is focusing on the South China Sea, yet the plan was to go somewhere else. So if you look at it, you realize something got it off. But the prophetic said the moment it goes up, it's in the sea. The prophet is the one explaining that it's going in the sea. But reality is we have to look at things correctly and say, if the prophet saw it like this, that definitely, see, I'm not talking about me here, okay? I try by all means to remove me from it, because the moment we say, then I saw this, then I saw this, somebody will get stuck on Angel just wanted to say he saw it and saw it. We want everyone to be okay and be happy. So we have analysis from the satellite data from the British company, all right, in Masada. I don't even want to mention these things, all right, suggested that the aircraft continued flying for several hours. Now, how can it go for several hours? So it's going southern path into the Indian Ocean, wrong direction. Now, when we get to the search effort, they concentrated on the southern arc over the southern Indian Ocean, but it's based on what? On satellite pings received every hour from aircraft until 8:19 a.m. But notice again, it's an extensive thing that they should have done, and they went wrong direction. So the search was officially suspended January 2017. Of course, many people got angry, and it was covering, imagine, the biggest search, 120,000 square kilometers. But the problem is, it's still wrong direction where they are searching. Now, over the years, the debris confirmed that from MH370 was found along the coast of Africa and islands in the Indian Ocean, supporting the theory that it went to the southern side of it. But the problem is here. When they found that piece that you saw, the marine plants didn't agree with where they said it got lost. The plants owned the wreckage. Not only that, it was missing other ID identifiers. So you saw those serial numbers? Some of them were wrong. But people didn't care. They saw it and they were wrong. Our prophet TB Joshua prophesied about this. He saw it. And you cannot doubt it now because he literally saw it. In March 2014, after the disappearance of this MH370, he gave further prophecies on the location of the plane.
There's a big controversy going on in the world concerning Malaysia plane. They don't know where the plane is. Long time I said that you look down the deep sea. I think they are going to the deep sea, trying to see. What sea? They did not ask which kind of sea are we talking about. Yes, there is a controversy everywhere. I said deep sea, long time. Yes, between the sea of Indonesia and the Indian Ocean. Why I say between? Because the particle has gone swimming everywhere. It entered and it was seized by object down sea. There's no way the thing will come up the sea until the thing becoming decay. When it becomes decay and becoming particles, little body come on the sea. But the whole thing is coming to an end. Coming to an end in the sense that they will discover the particle, everything will be end. Last Saturday here I was telling you about the challenges the world are facing in Malaysia. Saturday here I said they should look into Indian Ocean. The thing I saw was floating on the sea, which is hand of the plane. But you don't believe, you believe witch doctor more than even when the servant of God is talking. When something is on the water floating, can you imagine this thing also in a day can travel another miles if you are not going there to pick the thing? And which is very close, but the whole thing is between Indian Ocean and Indonesia. But the war are continuing to parading, roaming about. What does it take the war? If somebody says something is in the Indian Ocean stroke Indonesia, what does it take? If a telephone call, email, can you tell the location where? Or enter the plane, let us go there. On the air, you can say, go down here. It doesn't take anything. I mean, what? If somebody is talking and you don't understand the person, who is the person? Go look at the antecedent of the person, the track record of the person on the web. Oh, who is this TB Joshua? You will see right from the beginning of my ministry, it's a gift of God. Both local, international, right from 25 years now. Well, thank God they are on that Indian Ocean. It's there. The whole thing is dragging. The thing I saw was floating on the sea, which is hand of the plane. Remember what I said last time about this Malaysia issue, and I say Indian Ocean deep. I can still see some, but they refuse to go there. For every hour in Indian Ocean, the ocean is, you know, the weather is very bad. If something is on top and you're not going there in an hour, you'll find it in 40 miles again. The whole thing is inside the deep. It's like something here, the whole thing deep. But last time when I say, yes, you will see some this thing on the top, but people, they don't take it. I'm still saying it. If you cannot go deep, go to the choice. You will see some of the facts, evidence, bags, luggage. When you open it, you just see some ID card to confirm that these people were inside that plane. go to the choice. It has gone to the choice now where he cannot move any longer. The choice may edge, but thick forest, bush side, but towards West India Ocean. The whole thing is deep sea, but some little particle of it, pieces of it, have escaped like bag luggage. We pray for the loved one that this concern, because their wound is our wound. Every day we pray for the family, we pray for the friend, we pray for the nation Malaysia, we pray for the whole world. So it's a gift of God. There's nothing I can do. If you are in my position to, when you see something, you have to say it. If you don't say it, the gift will remain dormant. Even if God sends you, this is what is going to happen, and you are not saying it, He will not send you next time.
So as they were saying it, you would come back and say something. So the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines on that MH370, you know, the most popular number, remains one of the most baffling aviation mysteries of the 21st century. One of the most difficult for many families, of course. So while official investigations have yet to provide a conclusive explanation, I'm just here as a prophet telling you, look at what another prophet was given. And then you look at the things that then ensued. Then you realize, wait a minute, this was a calculated event with high stakes implications. I want you to see something.
I'm seeing a very big balloon. And what is the cause of this? Just about to take off, and they first started. It means they can discover it at the tarmac, but because impatient. If God give me the grace, I will send a letter to the embassy of the country. Check your airline in your country. But it's going to be huge. Almost 200 people inside. What happened here is the fault of impatience, because there are many things they need to look into before they take off, but they are unable. What is the cause? 200 people inside the plane, but this is Asia country. So we are going to pray for them, and I see what I can do to send a letter to the embassy and let them know that any plane in their tarmac, they should make sure before it moves. Take a cognizance, take note, so that they can avoid this. In Jesus Christ's name.
He said impatience was the problem. He said there are problems with the plane, but there is impatience. My problem is, okay, oh, so Prophet TB should solve the problem then, because he said impatience is the problem. And there is some fault with the plane. But he didn't say who is the causer of the fault. Not because he didn't see it, but because he entered where he was allowed by God to say. But he said he's going to write a letter. We don't know whether he did write a letter or he didn't. There is a certain conspiracy theory. Presence of 20 employees from a certain company I would not mention, deeply involved in cutting edge technology. And listen to this. And electronic warfare systems. These individuals were highly skilled, potentially possessing classified knowledge of technological advancement, including making a plane disappear from the radar. What are the chances that the people that are on board are technically advanced and they've already put a patent out, and only one company has no representative on the flight, and by the law of patents, it means if 5 of us have applied for a patent and 4 die and I survive, I own the patent 100%. So what are the chances that you have people with advanced technology on making planes disappear off radar, and then the plane they are on disappears a few minutes after takeoff from the radars? There is 20 employees, technology, then we have patent ownership. And that patent had a structure related to technology that, as I said before, it includes radar. Some of you who are watching right now go like, okay, what does it mean? So the patent, when other controllers or other partners die, where does it go? You get into the surviving partner. And I'm not mentioning the surviving partner. So now you can see why individuals like this can be targeted, suggesting that the business interests could override the importance of lives. So the idea that we can come here and give you what the prophetic says and then tell you some people we have actually seen that something is off, then it lines up with the things that we were shown by God. That's what I'm saying. So it includes more than what Prophet TB Joshua said, or managed to say, or was allowed to say, that there was human error and the plane had error and impatience caused all this to happen. All right? It is further fueled, listen this, the ownership of the patent of that technology falling into the hands of someone that is very powerful on this earth that I will not mention. This is kind of the information that people get killed for. You know, when somebody just says nonsense and says something, people go like, he's, you know, he just says all these things, you know. But when somebody like me comes in to confirm something, and becomes a very, very tricky thing, because I hear from God and I've said so many things that have come to pass. Now that means people will know exactly that what I'm saying is for entertainment purposes only. So isn't it amazing that 11 years have passed and there has not been any development in uncovering what really happened? Millions of dollars being spent on searches. Yet we have witnesses. Two. One was on a boat, saw the plane with a yellow U as if it was falling into the sea. And when they caught them, guess what happened? They tried to force them to understand something. You know, when you say, I saw it at 12:30, they say, no, it should be 18. Because by the radar, he says, no, the time, I knew the time. And all of them came out and said, they forced us. They were forcing us to change what we saw. So the irony of all this is, it's something that is deliberate, but it looks like it's not deliberate. And somebody says, Prophet, are we going to find this plane? Yes. Here it is. So there is no way the plane disappeared and people don't know where it is. And then you get a flap of a wing. And they say, you see this? The coast of Africa. They know you're stupid. And they know exactly what you're doing. But you see, the programs are now there everywhere. And they are doing this. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to show you that governments already know what to do with citizens. And they know what information to give you. Now they've started searches. And here's what is going to happen. Listen carefully. So radio waves are going to be the way they locate where. But at first they will act like they couldn't find it. Then they'll go to, we seem to have located the location. But they will tell you the location they want to tell you. All right? Let me give you an example. It's those who are smart. Take in what I'm saying. They go to the south side. They get in there. They move a few miles, kilometers, whatever it is. They move a little bit and say the wreckage was moved a little bit and some of the wreckage is there and there and there and there. Are you listening? Who is going to tell you that's the location? If you're told that it was found in the south today, would you know where the south is? But just imagine how quick it was to change people's narrative who were there. Some lady was on the boat and said the time I saw the plane as if it was falling into the sea was this. And another one said, no, it wasn't like that. I actually saw it this direction. So what are we saying? The whole world is full of lies. And they are told from the high level. I gave you the prophetic word already. That there is radio wave that they will look at and say, this man was telling the truth. He found the location through following radio waves because the records are still there. For any location, they're still there. And that's exactly how they're going to do it. They are moving around right now saying they're searching, and they're searching, and they're searching. Yet they are going to follow one guy and then act as if they are finding it another way. But I'm telling you, they will find it. But look at what Prophet TB Joshua said. He said, it is just right there. According to him, it was going to be found in 7 days if they were listening. But nobody listens to what we say. Did it fall? It was clogged. Are the people alive? No. Did it really disappear? No. I just said clogged. And this is just part one.